Greetings to all SMEs marketing professionals. It gives me great pleasure to present this week's bulletin on behalf of CTM Joseph NG, your sales and marketing e-coach and e-mentor. By the way, my name is Madam Sophia, the virtual assistant to CTM Joseph NG. Without saying another word, let me tell you the breaking news that might open your eyes and mind wide. Breaking news: embrace technology to remain relevant in business, SMEs told. The COVID-19 pandemic and movement control order have changed the way people conduct business, especially small and medium enterprises, SMEs. Johor South SMEs Association advisor Tay Kee Sin said the way forward for SMEs was to embrace technology and apply it in their operations or business. Don't treat technology as a roadblock but consider it as an enabler to move forward, he said. Tay said in today's borderless world, digitalization was no longer an option but a necessity, and that SMEs should not fear change. He said smaller companies needed to have knowledge of where and how to start, including getting advice from the relevant service providers. He added that the Smart Automation Grant, SAG, was the right step to encourage the adoption of automation among industry players, particularly local manufacturers and service providers. Launched by International Trade and Industry Ministry, MITI, the initiative is part of the RM100 million allocation under the National Economic Recovery Plan or PENJANA, which was announced in June last year. The grant is awarded on a matching basis of 50% of total eligible expenditure, up to a maximum cap of RM1 million per company. SMEs and mid-tier companies, MTCS, that have been involved in manufacturing or services activities for the past 12 months are eligible for consideration for SAG. Zero automation and digitalization is good for SMEs as they can reduce dependence on foreign workers by up to 40%, said Tay. He hoped the government would consider allocating more money for SAG under Budget 2022 to allow more SMEs to benefit from the grant. Johor Bahru Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry President Loh Kok Shin said SMEs should make use of social media platforms as the marketing tool for their products and services. Business owners should not undermine the power of social networking as it opens a window of opportunities and growth prospects for them, he said. Loh said, SMEs, especially family-owned ones, needed to change their mindset if they want to remain competitive and relevant in today's business world. Technology should be part of a company's setup, he said. Loh said embracing automation and digitalization was not an overnight transformation, adding that businesses should give themselves enough time to go through the process. The transformation can easily take between 1 and 2 years, and this includes upskilling and reskilling workers, he said. Loh advised businesses in Johor to make full use of Johor Digital Economy Center, which provides comprehensive training and assistance to help Johorians in their digital transformation journey. End of news. Source: The Star Papers, October 13, 2021. Hello. Don't you think this news should wake us up and do our business different? To this question I believe it a definite yes. Before we part company, allow me to introduce Madam Florence, my virtual colleague. She will present a free chapter of a selling book written by CTM Joseph NG. Alright. Thanks.
Thank you, Madam Sophia, for allowing me to present a free chapter from the book, How to Close Every Sale and Every Time. By the way, before speaking another word, may I introduce myself to you as Madam Florence, another virtual assistant to CTM Joseph NG. He is the author of the book. Alright. Below is the free chapter. Chapter 14, the implied consent, close quote, and if we are comfortable with each other, you will agree with me that he is close to getting ready to buy. Your prospect may not be there, but he is close. At that point, implied consent can work. By Norman Levin in his book, The Anatomy of a Sale. At the start of this chapter, may I be bold enough to ask you this searching question. How many of you readers know what is implied consent, close? You may know the words, but you may not understand the significance. Implied consent, close works only if you have done the other steps in the selling process. If a prospect has said yes to your sales talk and that your benefit statement confirms with what the prospect has told you about his dreams and aspirations were similar to your presentation. Additionally, if you're comfortable with each other, it shows that he is close to getting ready to buy. Your prospect may not be there yet, but he is really close. At that point, implied consent can probably work. On the other hand, if you are selling to another buyer and have not done the groundwork, then if you try the implied consent, it probably won't work. So, again I repeat, don't use the implied consent at this stage, unless you have positioned yourself to do it. Most people don't like saying yes. If you doubt it, recall the last time you went out to buy a major purchase. Suppose you want to buy an expensive TV set or you want to buy a car. You walk into the showroom or wherever it is you want to buy, maybe you want to buy a major appliance only in that place. In your mind you already know you want to buy a refrigerator or washing machine or whatever it is. You were ready to buy and the salesman came over and said, "Do you like a particular model or are you just interested in any refrigerator?" I bet you didn't say, yes. Well, you would probably say, "I don't know and I am thinking about it. I am looking around today. No, I won't make a decision but I thought I would look around and maybe talk to my wife or my husband about it when I get home." He or she would say anything but a yes. At this stage, most prospects' hearts by now are pounding a little faster. Their palms are beginning to sweat. They are getting nervous. This is the high and tough part of the interview as you are getting into the close. It's getting really tough. Keep your cool. Do not let him get you. It's a game going on. In your mind, you've got to win. You've got to sell. Moreover, in your mind, you got to believe that buyer will say yes. You got to get it into your guts to believe that the prospect has said yes. Actually, he didn't say yes, and you are not going to ask him. You are going to presume he is ready to buy. Take heart, implied consent just means the prospect is going to buy. Now if you have sense it that he is going to buy, then from this point onward, you will not say anything. Because if you say anything you can get yourself into trouble. By luck if he actually said yes, then you made a sale. But if a no, and he didn't say yes, then you still will pump more effort yourself. You think more, feel more and imply more until you get positive signals. So, if the signs are right, do start writing. Start setting up the paperwork. Ask for a check. Do something but don't say anything else because it is sold. Anything you say from that point on can solicit a new question or a new challenge. Get my drift? You bet. Next summary. At this juncture it is wise to remind ourselves the salient points of this chapter. For starters, do recall the words of Norman Levin in his book, The Anatomy of a Sale, then strive to thoroughly understand the significance of the implied consent clause. There is also a need that you must be comfortable with your prospect. This means you need to do the groundwork with your buyer. Also recall a time you went out to buy a major purchase. There is the experience that most prospects' hearts are pounding a little faster and undecided. Hence you still will pump yourself up for a favorable reaction from the buyer. When positive signs are right, do start writing the order at once. Easy to remember, you bet. Now we are almost at the end of the chapter. Here is an important paragraph. Conclusion. Therefore, to firmly wrap up this chapter, let the following words carve deeply into your mind. As said by Jack Kinder Jr. and others. They said, when you use the strategy of closing by assuming, you are taking for granted your prospect will buy. Let the prospect see and feel your undoubting attitude about his or her buying from you. In all honesty, I cannot agree more with Jack Kinder. In all my years of teaching and in my selling experiences personally, this type of closing is easy and workable. Be brave and try it for yourself. Really, it works. Jokes aside. That said, I shall end this chapter gracefully. Okay. Thanks a million. End of chapter 14. PS. If you like this chapter and the ebook, you can order this ebook by contacting CTM Joseph at josephsing@gmail.com or WhatsApp him at 601-2387-8592. This ebook is currently on offer at only $1.99 or RM for sales professionals like yourself. Book your order before it is too late. The offer is for a limited time only. Get it today. Okay.